Let's do this Ferrari logo. So I got almost a full-size sheet of plywood. So I'm gonna have to climb either on the little ladder I have here, but more than likely I'll just climb up on that cooler with the plate on it. And I'm gonna try and do 2 Ferrari logos out of 1 actually, because I don't want to cut this whole shield out and the horse out of it and then just waste all that material. So I'm gonna try and see. I'm not sure how it's gonna be done yet, but I did that for the map of the USA, so this should be pretty doable as well. So let's see how that goes. Well, that was a brand new phone. Luckily, no cracks or anything, because I just put the screen protector in for the first time, and so far we're all right. But I'm gonna try not to lean it back so far next time. Alright, let's finish this up. Hard to see because I used a pencil this time, but the reason I did that is if I wouldn't, then the lines would be too thick and then I have to send them down a lot. And that could be a little challenging at times. So let's see what's my best angle. I'm gonna cut off this first and then try to figure out what I do with this, because it will be pretty heavy and I don't want to mess any of this. Ta-da. Alright. Now I'm gonna have to think how I'm gonna want to cut the rest of it, because I want to save the horse. But I have no idea how I'm gonna do it, so I'm gonna have to meditate on that a little bit and sort that out. But actually a little apprehensive about this whole Ferrari thing, but what you gonna do? No risk, no reward. So I'm gonna use my big blade, cut off the tops right there, and then cut that middle shield out, and then I'll probably have to think what my next step is, because I don't really know yet. So let's do it. So this is one of my kind of projects where I know what needs to be done. The horse needs to come out, but have no idea what I'm doing. So we're just gonna have to start somewhere, and hopefully the solution will present itself kind of along the way. So I'm gonna start from the back right here, because this way I can kind of flatten that horse's back a little bit and it shouldn't be a big deal. Kind of start cutting, and hopefully it won't be too much pain. So let's see. Not going back now. Might be better off just cutting the horse out separately. I have a bad feeling about this. Because I'm gonna have to fix every single one of these horse hairs and stuff. Shit. Oh well, let's do 2 for 1. We'll make it the hard way, but what you gonna do? Shit. Well, but you get the idea. I'm gonna turn this off for now. Well, as you can see, it's coming out pretty good. I'm just getting to this part where there's like a cut-in the horse, and the bottom one I went through, which in retrospect I should have made a little bit thicker right here, so now I'm like fingers crossed this won't snap. And now I'm not sure what I want to do with this. I think I'm gonna do a little artistic license and kind of cut in a bit, but not go all the way through quite as far, or at least I got to leave a little bit of a support right here, because otherwise I don't want this leg to fall off, because I do want the whole horse to be interconnected. I think as long as once it's sanded and it's all black, hopefully it'll be alright. So let's dig in. Camera's even on it. Let's move this over a little bit. There we go. Okay. Let's see. Hopefully it'll come out. It won't be like my Viking boat. Oh, actually, better yet. And sure enough. So it's getting stuck somewhere. Come on. Oh, there it is. Alright. Well, I gotta clean up some corners, but I don't think anybody's gonna mistake what the hell this is, so yeah. But the other thing too, you can tell, let's see, I don't know if it's visible or not, but all these corners that are black, the sharp corners I had to do, this is where the jigsaw blade burns and burns the wood because of all the friction, because I'm turning it hard, but somehow I haven't even snapped the blade in the process, which is surprising, very surprising. So yeah, I love it. Not sure if I'll do it again like that, because now I gotta go through every single one of these little corners, but as a proof of concept, I like it. Pretty cool. I really like that. Pretty wild. Yeah, let's drill this horse out, and at that point I'll probably wrap up for the day, just because it's starting to get all hot and I don't want to get a sunburn, and I don't want my neighbors to get too pissed either. So yeah. So I cut this out, and it's close enough, but right here isn't the same. So I'm gonna trace this letter and make it right, or trace it, spray paint it through the back or something. This one was gonna be too difficult, so I just cut it out, and I'm gonna make a copy of it, and then cut it out by hand afterwards. I'm gonna cut out the 2 letters, and then I gotta cut out the top piece for the shield, the one that's the Ferrari is cut out from, not the one the horse is going into. It's not terribly close. I know why. Slightly angled, so the back is slightly off. Okay, so what else should I do? What should I do? Try to skim. Not sure if that's better or worse. sander. Get some aggressive sandpaper. I need a jig for that or something of some kind. This is sketchy. I'm going to sand everything. I sanded this already a little bit so it would fit a little cleaner, and I cut it down some. I'll probably sand it down some more so it's all real flush. The only thing, I'm not going to show the video of sanding, it's pretty boring, but I do one thing. Whenever these things get messed up on the mouse sander, I just kind of cut them to shape a bit. Just because I don't like being wasteful. And there we go. Just going to go like that. This way this lasts a little bit longer. We'll go ahead and go, and then they'll be all sanded down. So I made the backings. This one's covering everything. I put a few screws in it so that it's all solid, and then I'm measuring from the front to put the wire hanger on, so this way it'll roughly go from here to here, because I can't hang it off this piece because I want to get it to the main piece because it's the heavier bit, so this way all the pressure won't be on the 1/4 inch backing. So right there, my deer ring. Let's see. Ballpark it roughly. I already put a screw in here, so just going to reuse that. Missed it. Let's check this. I think this was a little long, so I have to trim it. Just a fraction. And this should be plenty strong to hold just a little piece up top, and then I'll mark it all off, paint it. Don't like this whole setup with all this crap laying around, but this is one of those projects where you kind of think you're going to do one thing, and the next thing comes up, and it kind of gets convoluted just because of quite a few moving parts. And I can think it through, but the rain is also coming, so I'm kind of trying to hurry up to get some of this done so I can get a coat of paint on it so it can hit drying, because I'm a bit on a time crunch because I want to finish it before the weekend, so I'm not trying to do it. So speaking of like random things with the projects of this kind of size, now I gotta go put this in. And this way they'll tell me where the horse goes. So I'm gonna mark off like a couple locations where we kind of place it. So this way I know where it all goes. Doesn't need to be much. Just a reference point. So putting the horse on is pretty easy, but the letters, I don't want to just do my usual business of drill through the back and kind of ballpark it. So we're going to do some not just Russian science over here. I already drilled. I'm going to mark this up, put the screw roughly through the thickest side, and then I'm going to flip it over and drill it in. So we're going to line up the letter, mark it off a little bit, and then find the thickest part we can kind of use. This gets a little stale. Screw right here. So then I'm gonna run. I'm even not gonna use these big screws because I don't want. I think we're gonna be okay. This way it's all solid. Let's go ahead and try this. So we're slightly press it in hard. There we go. So that already holds all on its own, and I'll do the same for the F. Alright, let's make it solid. Ta-da! Not bad at all. Sand it down a little bit where I've left the marks and spray paint it or whatever I'm gonna do with it, and we're ready. So we got ourselves some Ferrari yellow. I spray painted the inside of the horse with regular yellow spray paint and all the sides, and then I got the black shield all drying up there. Leftover pieces are way over there on the table, so multiple things juggling at once here, so let's paint this on. Also, I don't know if it's Ferrari yellow, just whatever looked close enough at Sherwin-Williams. Since I'm already in the yellow paint, might as well use this. So I use these spacers to make sure that the project isn't laying straight on the table, because otherwise it's going to get glued to it with the paint once it dries, and then it also forms like little puddles by the base, and we don't want that. So especially not on the Ferrari logo. Let's see. It doesn't look like it's a close real match in yellow, but I think it's going to be okay. I want to get most of this paint off the brush. So this way, otherwise if I go like this, all of that's going to bunch up. And it's going to just drip and form all kinds of little bubbles and stuff like that. I was having problems with that with the Porsche logo, just because I kind of forgot about it. So got the upper piece for the shield with the horse cut out, all spray painted red, and now I'm going to do the white over it. Just got a couple the lines sprayed, or marked rather. And so now we'll spray this. So you get the idea. So you get the idea. I'm gonna go screw the rest of them off camera, and then I'm gonna put this guy together. I'm gonna go right there. We got our little letters as well. So on this shield, I'm gonna cheat a little bit. What I'm gonna do is mark off the top, and then instead of doing technically the red line should be kind of curved, but I'm gonna make it 3 flat lines, because otherwise if I'm doing it by hand, then there's gonna be brush marks, and they'll be not too obvious, but fairly obvious. So I'm not gonna mess around with that. I'll just go ahead and just use this tape to mark off dead on 3 even stripes, and then take one off at a time, and then spray paint that as I go. Okay. Alright, ready. Just making sure it's red at the bottom. Red, white, green. Okay. That's it. Just do one coat. Should have kept the top line on, but we got. Well, all right. 2 more to go. The final step for this one, I'm gonna do the green color. You can. I don't think I've ever sprayed anything green, like a light green. I don't even have that in brush paint. Tape the last corner so we don't get any overspray. So let's see what happens. Oh yeah. That's a good paint. Hopefully white doesn't peel off too much. Man, that makes me want to go for a pizza now. I like it. The finish line. That one's all drying, everything's put together, just the dry brush is drying. And then here we're ready, so we're gonna put these things together. This should be like a Autobot or Decepticon type movement right here, like and it comes together. There we go. Nice and easy. So I showed this to a couple of people and nobody can really tell in the photo, but I can, so we're gonna fix this. This corner right here, this shield is kind of right here, coming in nice and even with this, and here kind of bows in and comes out a little bit, so I'm gonna go ahead and do this real quick. I'll come in like this, follow this line and just cut off just a little bit. And the tape will just protect that paint so I don't scratch it with the jigsaw. So let's see. And there we go. That's much better. Let's look at it. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Sand it down a little bit. It'll help if I plug it in. So it's all cut. Now I was gonna paint this all red, but actually a few days ago I decided to counterbalance the horse. I'm gonna paint the whole sides black. So that's why I also didn't mind cutting this off, A, because I wanted it to be right, and B, because I was going to do this already anyway, so we're going to go ahead and just hit it with some black. So, I think you can see all this got pretty contaminated with overspray. So I'm not happy with that. I'm gonna go ahead and brush it with a light coat of yellow, and if I have to dry brush the whole thing again, so be it. And then over here, the white got contaminated as well, especially on this corner right here. And so I'm gonna respray it. Plus it was all getting all dirty anyways. Even this isn't contamination, it was just how kind of the white wasn't doing that well. So I'm gonna go ahead and respray it anyways. And I'll try to be careful in the main piece, just so that I don't want to touch up the black on the side and anything, because there's a lot of going back and forth. Some of my earlier projects I had to do that quite a bit as I was learning, and still to this day occasionally you just either not careful or whatever, mess it up, and it's a pain. But it's got to be done right, so what you gonna do? Alright, they're both ready. Not bad at all. Just 3/4 inch plywood, plenty of depth, plenty of shadow. Everything came out nice and clean. The dark side is awesome. I'd say it was worth the hassle. Not sure if I'd ever do that again, if I would do the same way, but it's a learning experience, and I like that one a lot. Little holes through are nice. But I think I do like this one better. But that's just me personally, and I can be wrong. But they're both pretty awesome.